Hello, fellow risk takers, and welcome to my worst investment ever. Stories of loss to keep you winning. In our community, we know that to win in investing, you must take risks, but to win big, you've got to reduce it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm on a mission to help 1 million people reduce risk in their lives. To reduce risk in your life, go to myworstinvestmentever.com today and take the risk reduction assessment I've created from the lessons I've learned from more than 500 guests. Fellow risk takers, this is your worst podcast host, Andrew Stotz from A Stotz Academy, and I'm here with featured guests, Kanit Nimmalairat, and also known as Kunwan and Kanit. Tell us.
Yeah.
Are you ready to join the mission to help people?
I'm very enjoy my life because I'm financial freedom and full-time investor. Yeah, very enjoy.
That's good. Well, I
want to enjoy with me.
I think a lot of listeners want that financial freedom. So let me introduce you to the audience. Kun Kanit, or also known as Nai Wen Long Tun, also called in English, we would call that Nai Wen Investment, is the owner of the YouTube channel and a Facebook page. He's got more than 200,000 Facebook followers and about 20,000 YouTube followers. He's also, more importantly, a full-time investor. He's not just talking about theory. He's talking about his own experience, and he's a master of investing in value stocks. And he's got various online courses about how to invest and how to gain financial freedom. Maybe, Kun Kanit, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and what you love to do.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Andrew. Yeah, Thank you very much. I'm today I have full-time in investor, and I have my business for Facebook, YouTube, course online, and another little bit. Yeah, but my focusing is investment. My main focusing, and have a growth investment, growth stock value stock. I seeking for growth stock value stock.
So how do you find stocks? If you like growth stocks, you like value stocks, what is yours? How do you find them?
Yeah, about value stock, I find from the PBV, price per book value. Yeah.
So looking at price to book. Yep. Excellent.
Under value stock, and in the future it have a more growth of the profit margin, net profit margin growth, and I will buy before.
Right.
And then maybe the happen of the economy of scale, something like this, and the net profit growth, I sell.
And what is your average holding time? Are you holding a stock on average? How long?
Maybe 1 month, 2 months, and quick the quick time that I 1 week for 100%. 100% gain.
Wow, that's
from 1 baht to 2 baht. 1 week. That's only 1 week. I'm amazing very much.
That's exciting. And how would you describe your style? First, you look at price to book.
Yes.
Then do you research the company? Do you look for the news? What is your style of doing the research before you buy the stock?
Financial projection. I make financial projection. I looking for the more profit on the stock. Example, the stock steel stock. The if you look for the steel price, what steel price in China, you will see the exponential growth of price.
So steel price is one commodity that's under a
Yeah,
lot of,
commodity.
yeah.
Commodity.
So you're looking then for a company that would benefit from the rising steel price.
Yeah, yeah. And in Thailand, is have one company have a stock gain.
Hmm.
They will have this big stock gain.
Right. So they're revaluing their inventory in
Yeah,
the balance sheet.
inventory
Yeah.
inventory.
So they were sitting on inventory that was at a low price when they bought it, and all of a sudden they're going to be able to sell that inventory at a much higher price. So
yeah, and they have stock gain that I thinking, but the price is up before.
right.
Yeah,
So
very exciting for me.
yeah,
It's just only 1 week, 100%.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, now it's time to share your worst investment ever. And since
Worst, okay.
no one goes into their worst investment thinking it will be, tell us a bit about the circumstance leading up to it, and then tell us your story.
Yeah, my worst investment happened for me to just maybe 10 years later that I starting the investment. I buy the commodity stock, one commodity stock, plastic. I buy the price is 30 baht for one stock, and I buy all in, all in,
All in.
all in 30 baht, and then is down, price is down, go to 13 baht.
So it basically cut in half.
Yeah, I cut lot, stop lot in 13 baht. That is lucky for me because it down to 7 baht.
It went even further.
7 baht for one stock commodity plastic.
And how did you feel at the time when you saw it going that down? Yeah.
Very bad night dream.
Nightmare.
Nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nightmare. Very bad. I have some rethinking.
So maybe we can now talk about what did you learn from that experience?
I rethinking that why I lose for around 100% too. For 30 to 14 lose. I thinking about this, and I find that I buy stock that not any principle of investment. I buy with my greed. I think 30 baht will go to 40, 50. Okay, 40, 50. True. I think this just only this. And then when price blow down, I rethinking and seeking for the new investment, and I found the value investment. Value investment. Find any books, any to read about value investment. Big change for me.
So that is what got you started into value investing. Is you had to look for a new way.
New way, yeah, big change for me.
And so let's just maybe I'll share a couple of ideas from what you've just said. I mean, the first thing is for the listeners out there, be careful about commodity.
Yes.
Commodities are very, very volatile. And generally, commodities have not been good over a long period of time. So it's not like an asset class you just want to own for a long time. It's an asset class, from my research, that you want to buy when you're in an inflationary environment for that particular product or for commodities in general, like we're in now. But you should not look at it from a long-term perspective. The second thing, the second thing I'm thinking about is that, particularly when you're a beginner in investing and you're just starting, you may want to consider a stop loss. even if you may think I like value investing and I don't want to do a stop loss, but sometimes we have to preserve our capital before we have full knowledge. So for the listeners out there, I really want you to think about, don't just go all in to a stock, right?
I'm not
Don't do that. Yeah.
Not recommend to. It's very very true. Not recommend to all in.
Yeah. And nowadays, how many stocks do you normally have in your portfolio?
Around 547.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a pretty concentrated portfolio, but it's definitely not just making a bet on one stock. So
yeah, no. Not
and let me ask you, so based upon what you learned from this experience, what would you advise for the listeners to do who are starting out as investors? What advice would you give them?
Yeah, the one is not all in. Not recommend to all in. Yeah.
That's it.
And two is you must to looking for the I think value investment is very very good principle for the investor. You must to looking for this value investment.
Yeah, that's a good point about principle. You know, you can build yourself, you can build a method or a principle that's really valuable.
Yeah,
and
I think the three is you must to have many experience to real trade stocks.
Yeah. So one of the ideas I'm thinking about that is kind of like start small and start making trades small and get experience before you go all in.
Yeah, I think if you find one stock and you think it's good, I recommend that you must to buy a little bit, just only the first. And when you buy this stock, you will inner your stock, and you will study anymore that why stock will going up, why stock growth, and if you study for that, you confirm, you will make more.
Right. Add to your position.
Buy more.
Right. Fantastic. What is a resource that you would recommend for our listeners? One of your resources or any resource that you would recommend to the listeners?
Set.or.th in Thai. set trade.
Yeah.
Set.or.th have many data that you will find for your stock. Another is Facebook fan page. Have many Facebook fan page. You must to choose.
Right.
Looking for the good Facebook fan page. And I recommend Thai VI.
Right. Yep.
Thai VI. ThaiVI.com. Thai VI board, web board. Thai VI web board. This very good.
Great resources.
Yeah. Another news, พันหุ้น ข่าวหุ้น yeah, that you find.
Yeah, you got to follow all of these. This is good. Yeah, and I'm gonna also
broker.
Yeah, and talking with your broker.
I analysis broker. Very good.
Yep. And so broker research. In fact, in Thailand, broker research is very good quality. It's
very good, yeah.
It's impressive it's very good quality compared to what I've seen in other countries. And I'll have links in the show notes to those resources, as well as the links in the show notes to your page so that the listeners can check it out. My last question for you is, what is your number one goal for the next 12 months?
My number one goal is investment to up my port, up the level up my port.
Exciting.
And another goal, I would like to for my follower in Facebook, in YouTube, have financial freedom. Yeah, to begin that the financial freedom.
That's
or,
that's very
or
rewarding.
yeah, better up in your financial personal finance. Uh,
Great.
my goal.
Fantastic. Well, listeners, there you have it. Another story of loss to keep you winning. If you haven't yet taken the risk reduction assessment, I challenge you to go to my worstinvestmentever.com right now and start building wealth the easy way by reducing risk. As we conclude, Kanit, I want to thank you again for coming and joining the mission. And on behalf of A Stotz Academy, I hereby award you alumni status for turning your worst investment ever into your best teaching moment. Do you have any parting words for the audience?
Yeah. I would like any audience. Everyone, good luck for investment and have not don't forget the principle value investor is very good and
Great.
financial freedom.
Yep.
In 2030. I start invest in 2010 and 2020. I have financial freedom. Have maybe full time. Being full time investor. Would like for any audience go to your goal in 2030.
Yeah, that's an exciting challenge for all the listeners. How can you build financial independence 10 years from now by 2030? And, right here, Kanit is a guide. So that's a wrap on another great story to help us create, grow, and protect our wealth. Fellow risk takers, this is your worst podcast host, Andrew Stotz, saying thank you for joining our mission, and I'll see you on the upside.